Good afternoon. As is the case with many mitzvos, in addition to performing the actual mitzvah, we recite a bracha upon the mitzvah. When it comes to most mitzvos, we have a concept called over la'asiyos, that we recite the bracha immediately prior to performing the mitzvah. So, for example, when we put on our tefillin, we recite the bracha immediately before doing so. When we take lulav, we recite the bracha immediately before doing so. And that is the case with almost all mitzvos. However, when it comes to lighting candles on Shabbos, there is a question of when to recite the bracha. For if we go ahead and recite the bracha as usual prior to the mitzvah of lighting the candles, then some poskim point out, which the Mishnah Berurah quotes, that that if you make the bracha, it is as if you accept Shabbos explicitly at that moment. And therefore, v'shuv asur lahadlik, and at that moment, it would then become asur to go ahead and light candles, because of course we can't light candles on Shabbos. Therefore, the Ramah quotes that yesh omer shemevarchen kodem ha'adlaka. There are those that still maintain that you should make the bracha before the lighting, but the yesh misha omer shemevarch acher ha'adlaka umevarchen. And some say that no, you should first light the candles and then make the bracha. So how, according to that approach, that we light after we make the bracha, which seems to be the most prevalent minhag, as the Ramah says, v'chein ha-minhag. So how do we then fulfill this requirement of over la'asiyasan, of reciting the bracha before the mitzvah? So the Ramah suggests that we block the light for a moment while we recite, then afterwards we recite the bracha. So according to the Ramah, the proper approach is light the candles, having in mind not yet to accept Shabbos, block the light of the candles, either by putting your hand over, blocking the light immediately, or over our eyes. That's where this custom comes from, to cover the eyes while lighting, and then remove the hands, get benefit, and at that way we can still fulfill the obligation of over la'asiyasan. It is not entirely before lighting, but at least it is before getting hana'ah, getting benefit from the light, which is ultimately the essence of the mitzvah. This raises a question when it comes to Yom Tov. For the Mishnah Berurah says that according to this, we're allowed to, of course, light from an already existing flame. We can go ahead and light candles. So this prohibition doesn't exist on Yom Tov, and therefore maybe we should flip back to typical making the bracha and then lighting on Yom Tov. But the Magen Avraham writes that no, and many Achronim agree with this, that no, it's a low plug, that we don't want to confuse people, and therefore we should first light as usual and then make the bracha afterwards. Both have many supporting poskim, and therefore when it comes to Yom Tov, everyone should do as is their minhag. When it comes to Shabbos, one should light, cover their eyes, and not get hana'ah, and then recite the bracha, and then get hana'ah from the candles. Have a fantastic day.